Suppose it's a bit like our chemical creations I tap into, and the team will take us through where, whether it's a cave space or a forest or a gateway, like transitioning through something from where we were to a space of recalibration to then stepping into the new. It all happens with all of us, body, mind, light. So once you learn how to tap into your body really quickly when your mind or your emotions are going off, you can then communicate with your team. January 23, I went through the passing of my daughter Sasha. So it's about this time last year that I was really wanting to get to her and I couldn't. She was in India and I was here in New Zealand. And it was obviously it was a terrible stage in our life. And we've spent the last year trying to learn how to live again without a piece of us. For me, it's a bit of a double-edged sword because I can still communicate with Serafina, which is her energy that was Sasha. But I'm like searching for Sasha and she's not here. So for me, this masterclass is tapping with my team, learning how to transition through this stage of 23-24 gateway and the energy surge that is coming through at this time. So calling in what your feet feel like on the ground. Now that we've really decided to activate into this masterclass, you've got the 5 points of the foot, the heel, the lateral edge between the heel and the ball of the little toe, and then across the balls of the toes from the little toe to the big toe, and then from the big toe to the pad of the big toe. And what that does is, one, you're going to notice it differently from the left and the right, but two, you're going to like quickly call you back in because you're focusing on your feet, and you're focusing on your feet in such a minute way that you can't do anything but be there. So you're back in your body. And then you will feel, if you're positioned quite comfortably with your knees over your feet and your knees at right angles to your hip and you're comfortable in your seat, you'll feel all the connective tissue from your feet up to your knees, and then up from the knees to the pelvis, and then around your gut, your sacrum, your spinal column, your shoulders, your neck, your head. And you probably will go into the energetic field of universal awareness. Just lift your big toe up and then all the rest of your toes, and spread your toes and then place them back down and realign where your feet are, like with your heel. Walk on the carpet, walk on the floor, just to get some relaxation. Move your jaw, relax that, your hips, wriggle around a little bit so that we can clear the sudden in the body. What do we got? What are we doing? And then we come into the breath, and we're coming into the breath, the throat, the communication, the fact that we are feeling our shoulder girdle across the back line, feeling our rib cage, our gut, the solar plexus, the brow starting to wake up with reading information in. So now everything, if you can imagine colours, there's all the different spectrums of colour flowing through your body from your chakra systems, through your physical structure, really getting quite sensation in your brow, as your third eye awakens, your ears blocking, like mine are still quite blocked as we're bringing in reading information and grounding in and being comfortable with myself. Okay, so one of the exercises that Archangel Michael does for me, which is clearing my energy. So palms up, and you're now body activated, chakra system activated, very quick. Working with spirals of energy, vortexes. We're just going to bring our hands out, around in front, and then back in and out. And you're imagining Archangel Michael's sword, the ability to create change, ability to cut through what we're experiencing and then open it up for change to occur. Like I said earlier, it's trying to move through this bubble of memory of this time last year with the passing of Sasha. And it's not like I don't want to experience it. It's just a stage that is blocking me from living. It's a stage that is impairing my ability to be present in the rest of my life. So I'm not wanting to bury it and not experience it. I'm just wanting to have it more flowing with me, more flowing with my family. So you're bringing your hands around and then waving it through the different parts of your chakra system. And just like that, you've broken up the particles of whatever frequency you are held within. Our bodysuit can be envisioned in a alchemical experience of a tree. So our feet are grounded into the earth, and then our legs become the tree trunk, and our pelvis and our body, and then our branching out with our cranium and our thoughts, and just how we relate to the whole universe with our mind, and reading information in from the universe. Your arms are the limbs, and so is your head as you branch out with all this foliage. And when you tap into our natural kingdom, we can then utilize those frequencies of being nature and tapping our root system into the earth. And then you go into the crystalline core, you go into all the veins that are feeding the fellow trees. So we then ourselves are filtering and cleansing our thoughts as they come through this alchemical creation of a tree. The leaves are oxygenating us, they're replenishing us, the filtering of why we're stuck in this stage. It's not hiding, it's unblocking it so that it can flow through. So closing your eyes, it might be easier if you imagine yourself this tree, and all your awarenesses, all your experiences are part of the tree, and they're just recalibrating, re-oxygenating themselves. And then what is not of your light, what is not of white light, then just filters through down the body and through your feet and into the earth. And you'll feel yourself quite deep within the earth. And if you wriggle your toes, just play childlike that you are tapping into the frequency of all the nutrients, of all the messaging systems of our natural kingdom. And if we stay within this stage, we can then move and be like free to move with strength and clarity and wisdom, all the natural changes that we experience. Because you're rooted within the ground, you can maneuver and withstand this information as it's happening around us, going into what it feels like for what we're wanting to create. Having these ideas of what you're wanting to create for 24, but you can't get to them. Well, maybe those ideas are changing. Pick one and write it down, whatever the first one is that comes to your mind. And now we're going to tap into, this is now the team coming through of what is it that you want out of that goal? Where does it feel in your bodysuit? Is it very root and base? Has it got a good platform? Is it still up in the brow, the frontal, so you haven't quite grounded it in? So this is relating to learning how to relate to your goals, desires, and manifestations. How they feel in your bodysuit is how you ground them in. Just doing it quite quick without so much detail. Like I say earlier, we don't always need to talk and communicate and clear the air with everything. We can do a lot within the energetics. And by staying within our energetic field, we actually have a lot more to play with because we're working with our team. We're working with the quantum aspect of ourselves that is all layers and dimensions on all timelines. So this is the ability to tap into you on many different timelines, a bit like the Akashic records, which is stored information. But it's not to go through and do it with your mind. It's to keep it very childlike and very, very quick. So you don't get caught in with ego taking control. You are quickly going through the vibration. So you've written down whatever the goal was. Then you've felt it within your bodysuit. Where in your bodysuit was it? For me, I felt it in my roots. So I've been percolating this for years now. Why have I not done it? What the idea is, where it is. For me, mine's truly ready to go. But life gets in the way and then you deal with something else, but it's still sitting there. It's not going anywhere. And let that go. So you could always come back into Archangel Michael and just clear that little recognition of all the problems with why. So you come back to that, clearing that away. And then it's, why have I not done it? And then you feel where in your bodysuit the reasons to why you have not done it. So then you tap into that energetic field, and it's not with the storyline of why I've not done it and all the information of type A personality. It is just frequency. You're letting your body lead you. You're letting your energetics lead you on the pathway to this creation. And then we come in with another aspect of energetic cleansing, where you're under a waterfall, the waterfall of white light. So if you picture, if you will, you've walked into the forest, you've come to this secluded space, and there's a pond, a waterfall coming down a rock face, and it's enough for you to step down into the pond, and you've got foliage all around you, and then you can walk through the veil of white light, which is the water. It's a bit like when you hop into the shower at the end of the day and you just stand underneath the water and you just want it to rain down on top of you, and it feels so good. So you can transition through this in the energetic field of just quickly, what is the issue? Okay, where is it in your bodysuit? That's the area that you need to just briefly, frequency-wise, tap into. And then it's like, okay, what's happening? Walk into the water full of white light, and then you just stand under it, and you are in control of what this feels like. So it could be a light shower, it could be really heavy, so you actually have to get out of your own way to clear this blockage. So you're walking back into this waterfall, and if it's really heavy and hurting, then you just tweak the tap. You tweak the flow of water so it's more lighter, it's more what you can handle, it's more meeting where you're at. It's got a very comfortable, homely resonation with you. So you are in complete control of what you're experiencing energetically. And then you walk into it. For me, I always back up because I'm backing up to the wall. And then you're sort of backing up through it, and you have it over you as raining down over you for as long as you like. And then you can come through into that little sacred space between the flow of water and the cave, the rock face. There's this air there, and that is like quite concentrated frequency. It's a bit like little secrets. You're within this pocket of only you know about it. And having information that only you know about is quite primal. It's to me, it's delicious. I don't need to share everything with everybody all of the time. I like to have me. I like to have my space that no one else knows about. It's secret. It's magical. It awakens that childlike aspect of me. And the front, the waterfall is just still clearing it. Here. And what you're doing in here is you're just being with yourself with the reason to why you're not moving forward with your goal. Here. And every time you tap into something that like your ego or doesn't feel comfortable, you just walk into the water and then you let it come down over the top of you. And then when you feel cleansed, you just come back out again. And you keep doing it until you feel like, okay, it's gone. I no longer have that. So then you walk out through the waterfall, or you might have a different track out of the waterfall. But either way, you've cleared it. So you're coming back into your goal, the reason why you haven't done the goal, whether it's haven't done it in the last few weeks or haven't done it within the last decades, something you've always wanted to do, but you've never done for whatever reason. That reason is now cleared. It is no longer within your bodysuit, because remember, you're also the tree. This is quantum living. You are so many different things all at the same time, but you're tapping into these other aspects of self that can help you move through your humanness with more ease and awareness. So just feel into your goal. And now you're just allowing what it feels like to be in the frequency of it, the thought, the feeling, the joy of thinking about it. And it's far cleaner. It's more open. You don't feel it's like distant from you. It's like you are in it now. You quickly tapped into the reason why you haven't done it. You've felt it. You've cleared it. Every time that comes back, you just recreate that waterfall feeling, the pond or the shower or whatever. So it's creating these strategies of alchemical creations to clear, as well as creating them to ground, which is the tree is grounding into the root. Tapping into the root system of the tree is communicating with more network. You are using nature to heal and ground and replenish you of the filtering that is blocking you from seeing it clearly. Is filtering that blockage, and then once you've thought about it, it's clearing the blockage for moving into it or achieving it. There are different stages of creating. Archangel Michael, golden sword of change. So you're bringing your hands together, and that's the sword coming through your chakra systems of wherever way that was relating to blocking you from moving forward with. Coming up with a creation of what to do, and then why you can't step forward is the waterfall. So you walk into the pond and you create what it feels like to be within that stream of water every time you come up with a thought. And then you've got that little pocket behind to be quite secret, and then you keep walking into it whenever you have a like a doubt or a blockage to moving forward with it. And then you come back into your bodysuit, come back into your space as your person, and you've got all those different strategies of awakening or clearing or recalibrating into stepping through something. Each day you journal, you're going to write down a new piece of information, and you're going to meet with ego. It'll come up. It will fight you, because that's what we as humans do, where it gets made up with our own limitations as well as limitations on you from other people. From past experiences, which is tapping into your frequency on different timelines in your Akashic records. They can be cleared within a split second by tapping into all these other different aspects of yourself when you're quiet in your meditative space. Okay, so the figure eight, the flow, the yin and the yang, the dual aspect of spirit and self, and the fact that They don't always go together as one in your bodysuit. Sometimes they're not needed. Sometimes they need to be separate so that you can have a conversation. For me, if you're familiar with me, my spirit is Nahika. Haririke, my person is Vicky. So Vicky and Nahika have conversations. You've got these figure eights coming through in the dual aspects, or it could be the dual aspects of masculine and feminine. Okay, so much of you comes forward when you're creating, formatting a goal, formatting steps to achieve the goal, for bringing it into fruition within the energetic field. So different energy surges relate to different, with the planetary alignments, the moon cycles. We are more masculine or more feminine in certain times. We can easily tap into that, which is what they're showing me with the figure eight. And again, it will so that it was relating further out in front of me, and then it's now come back. So when I tap into it now, it's within my bodysuit, and I've got the figure eight between my left and right side, my masculine and my feminine, and the center of that is my inner child. You've got this universal sphere of Merkabah, the Merkabah crystal within your vessel. Body, mind, light. So we're just allowing that to happen within our brainstem. And radiate out. And at the moment it's sitting up here in the head, but it'll eventually, once we breathe through this, just relax into your butt and allow the activation, Metatron doing the activation, to just filter down through the body, through the throat, the heart, solar plexus, the gut, it's still stuck up in the upper chakras. Just wriggle your feet. Wriggle your butt in the seat and allow your physical form to activate the release of the energies and the activations that we've done. They still need to clear. So you're still bringing back the tree. You're still bringing back the essence of being part of the plant kingdom through the earth. And then the Merkabah can come down fully into your sacrum. Tall spinal column, cranium. Activating your bodysuit, your skeletal system. Opening up your frontal line, your sternum, breastplate, and your shins. And as we walk forward, our shins cut through the frequency, our breastplate goes through the frequency, and also the archangel Michael, the sword of change. So you can be moving forward in this creation of your goal, going forward, cutting through. So it's not so much clearing our blockages with ourself, with our person. It's just like you're walking with it, and you're walking with frequency. It's like when you move and walk forward, you are pulling up. You are within the sheath of the universe, in the sheath of the earth, and you're walking. You are not popping your bubble. You are walking with it, and it's moving. It's quite a weird sensation. It's like spaceman walking through, because you're walking as frequency, because it's not actually happening. You're creating it. So you're leading with your breastplate, leading with your shins, leading with Archangel Michael's golden sword. Meanwhile, you've still got these figure eights happening with your spirit self and your person coming into one. Merkabah crystal. All of this is moving at the same time, and you are aware of all these different pieces as you're one. You are quantum living. You are more than your person, and you're creating that pot of light where you were in. It's now far greater, more space. The back line coming in still, because your head might be going uh, like coming up with blocks, you quickly vision the waterfall and walking through it, and then coming to that little pocket of secret space, your secret garden. I let you get there behind the waterfall and the rock face, tapping into the rock beings, the beings that have been around this earthly planet forever, have got information for us. Just like the trees have information for us. So when we lean on a tree, we can get downloads of information of different timelines and different spaces. And it's not for us to understand with our head, it's just for us to just be free with the experience of it as frequency beings. So now when you look down at your journal and your goal, and then you've had your issue to why you weren't moving forward, or your blockages with the goal that you were unclear, then it's not moving forward. And then now it's like completely free. You've got all these different like mind mapping, all these different possibilities to where you can go off. You can play with it as color spectrums. You can play with it as mind mapping of choosing just a decoration because of the way you've drawn it on your journal, with going off in all the different spheres and little bubbles of putting an idea down. They can be quite human brain orientated. So we come back into our quantum aspect of self, where we look at colors, we look at moving forward, just like anything that's going to physically move us forward with our energy is the starting point. Never mind the actual what it is and where we're going to. The journey is the purpose, not the destination. So as we are journeying, we then work out what the destination is. So we can go for different places and just turn up at places in our life, in our days, and we don't know why we're there. But either way, we're there. And then if we can settle long enough in them, 5-10 minutes, you're like, oh, that's why I'm here. And then a piece of information will come in from you on a different timeline, or you on a different memory, or a smell, or a plant, or meeting a person. You don't always know. Anything is possible. And that's when you're living with frequency. Anything is possible, that you can be present with yourself and activate it more with more volume. So you're working from your goal, where you're going to go with it. For me, I'm seeing lots of different colors. And the Merkabah crystal, the segments of it, you can just pick one spectrum with one color, and one direction will also give you one guide. So you're not seeing the Merkabah, you're seeing a spectrum from the Merkabah, just one of the faces of it. One of the facets of it. And like I'm heading that way, which is very masculine control. So then we wait for it to come to center. So you're playing with the frequency of listening to your guide, but you are controlling how you receive the information still. It's not like they're just giving you it and you've got no effing idea how to utilize it. This is you saying, no, wait, I don't understand. I don't know what I'm doing with this yet. So we're going to slow down and create a smaller pocket, just one face of the Merkabah. And then it's going to be relating to masculine, feminine in a child, or a different chakra, or whatever it is for you. And then one piece will then come in and center, and it aligns with your frontal line, or your breastplate, moving forward, your heart space. And as that comes in, I've still got no idea where I'm going or what this point is, but it's just teaching you how to bring it into alignment to then move forward with what it feels like in this meditation, in this activation. And when one comes in, you just sit with a piece of information, and you'll feel your cranium still block up again. You just want that to ease. And again, you go through all the different layers again, with filtering, with cleansing, with releasing, with clearing forward into the pathway, with cleansing it away in the waterfall. All these different strategies come in to bringing it into alignment. And it's not about trying to achieve all of the alignment. It's just getting one direction for moving forward, because as you move forward in this moment in time is all you can create in this moment in time. When you're moving forward in the days ahead, more will come into place. You just start moving with trust, moving with spirit. And once you know you've got more around you, like for me, Nahika, Serafina, my beings, my guides, they will start to step up. And I know this is such a packed activation, and if you are new to me, it's probably going to be really mind-blowing. So I ask that you email me with something that I can tap into with more of a shorter pocket, and I'll do a YouTube on it. So what bit did you not get? Other than that, you just listen to it again and again, and eventually your spirit will help you, because you have chosen to tune in with me. You've chosen to sign up with the masterclass. So there is a layer of you that is very helpful. So, and it's just your person just needs to get familiar with that, and then familiar with me, and slowly you'll get more aware. The basic practice is taking time out of your day every morning, every night, if you can, and then throughout the day, you're just tuning in with your body, your feet, and clearing the energy around you, clearing the distraction from the other people with that pot of light, feeling the tree. There's so much you can do. There's so much that has come through in this masterclass. So clearing away the distraction with Archangel Michael's golden sword from what we've experienced in this masterclass, and clearing it away, that is the bit that is your ego mind sort of messing with it, because it still wants to control you. And this is unsafe, because you're going into unnavigated territory. So it's like, nope, you sit still. You don't move out there. We don't know what's out there. We're going to keep you safe. You don't need to worry about that. Just quickly breath, tree, foliage, filtering, regenerating, releasing through the earth. You've got many strategies. Archangel Michael's sword clearing. Your left and right hemispheres. Yeah. Just balancing them out so that they're not separate. They're just, they can breathe. You can breathe again. So I hope whatever goal or desire that you had that you wrote down is now completely different, that it feels open to you. You feel like you can breathe again, which is generally the result from most of my masterclasses. We come in with all this baggage, and then we go through this major recalibration on all levels and dimensions. As usual, there's a lot that comes through. And then we can it's just free to redirect at any care. And the Merkabah crystal, so working out where you're going, what side of it that you're bringing in, just one facet, and then moving forward.